Hello.
Hi, do you guys give training for people who want to adopt kids?
So we do foster to adopt. So we train, and then once you foster for 6 months, then you can be eligible to adopt as long as as long as that child is able to be adopted.
Are there any specific requirements in terms of? I just want to make sure in terms of belief system.
Yeah. So we are a faith-based agency. So we do have all of our foster parents sign a statement of faith, just basically agreeing that you won't, go against these values when relating to the child that we hold. So yes, we do have some requirements with that.
Any specific Orthodox, Protestant, does it matter, or just is a Christian in general?
We are a non-denominational agency. So yeah, it's not specific to one denomination.
Okay, but does have to be Christian, it can't be Jewish or Muslim or...
Oh yeah, it has to be Christian, yes.
Perfect, thank you for answering my questions, I appreciate it.
Cool. Yeah.
Can't be Jewish and adopt a baby in the United States in certain places, obviously, which most would consider discrimination. A Tennessee couple says adoption agency turned them away for being Jewish. This happened in 2001. This article was written in 2022, but it's still in court in 2024. Last year, Elizabeth and Gabriel Rutan-Ram, a Jewish couple living in Tennessee, planned to adopt a boy in Florida. But on the day they were set to begin a family training course requiring their state, an initial step in the process, the agency that had been scheduled to provide the training backed out, saying that the couple did not share his Christian beliefs, a lawsuit says. And the adoption ultimately fell through. It was the first time I felt discriminated against because I am Jewish, Ms. Rutan-Ram, 30, said in the statement. It was very shocking, she said, and it was very hurtful that the agency seemed to think that a child would be better off in a state custody than with a loving family like us. The lawsuit filed in the state court in Tennessee on Wednesday comes nearly 2 years after Governor Bill Lee signed a law that allows state-funded, tax-funded child placement agencies to decline to assist in cases that would violate the agency's written religious or moral convictions or policies. Essentially suggesting that if you don't believe that a man is going to come down from the sky to lift you up into heaven, that you can give a child a loving home, according to them. Civil rights group and Democratic lawmakers have opposed the measure, saying it would be used to discriminate against families of various faith or identities which they're funding displays. The American Civil Liberties Union urged Mr. Lee, a Republican, not to sign the legislation which it said assure faith-based foster care and adoption agency of state funding even if they excluded family based on religious beliefs. And here at the bottom it says, the Tennessee Constitution, like the United States Constitution, promises religious freedom and equality for everyone, said Alex J. Can't pronounce his last name. Associate Legal Director at Americans United for Separation of Church and State, which is representing the plaintiffs. Tennessee is reneging. The irony here is that, as you see on the phone call, it's not necessarily about saving the child, because not every Christian believes they're right. So Protestants don't believe Orthodox are right. Catholics don't believe Orthodox are right. Baptist, Gnostic, whatever it is. So according to Christians, you could be sending that child to hell, because what if you send them to the wrong denomination? What if the parent is a Protestant, they're supposed to be Orthodox, because Orthodox have the answer. They're right and everyone else is wrong, which is pretty ironic. I think what they're actually trying to do, this is just Christian nationalism. They're just trying to force everyone to be Christian because Christianity obviously has been on the decline for the past few decades. So they're trying to do everything in their power to make people Christians and not let their religion just fade off like it is in the United States. It's growing in different parts of the world, but in the United States, it's fading off. And obviously, this is a tactic that politicians use to try to get votes and, control the world, is by, catering or pandering to religious groups, just kissing their behinds. And so if that group dies, then they'll have a hard time getting into office. I think that's just the issue that we're seeing here. And it's not really about having the kid go to a home that he's going to have better moral values, because Christians sin just as much as anyone else. A Christian is not better than anyone else. There's atheists that probably sin less than Christians and vice versa. But then the issue that we have here is that this child could be in a better place. And obviously, if you read the Google reviews, it's not a great place to be in. I'll show you right now. So here Dylan says, I was placed here 4.5 years ago when I just turned 13. The staff wasn't that bad except for a few, but we did have uniforms with super strict routines. It was more like a prison rather than a rehabilitation center for kids. And the worst part was that the staff did nothing to regulate the older kids who were just cruel to the others at times. I don't know if they made any improvements since, but overall, I wouldn't want my kids here. Jamaica McCoy says, my son was bullied for a couple of days until he showed the other kids that he was not the one that would take it. Could rarely get my son on the phone due to other kids on it, or no answer, or being grounded due to standing up to bullies. So apparently you're being bullied here, but it's worse to be in a Jewish home that would probably love and care for you. Oliver says, discriminatory and just flat out evil. No child should be in their care whatsoever. This obviously goes to show that it's not about helping the kid. This place doesn't want to help kids. This place wants to indoctrinate kids. This place wants to make sure that we create more Christians just so people can believe apparently that a man is going to come down from the sky and lift us up into the sky and save the day, apparently. So, there is benefit to this. I mean, Christian nationalism gets to benefit from this because, politicians get, as I said, get to stay in office. Basically it.